Hello, I'm Micks Mowers and Mower Man, and welcome to my channel. Today's video will also be appearing who's off school, my little tiny Riley boy. Here he is.
Hello, boy, at home. I'll be in hospital.
He's been at hospital. Riley's not been very well recently. We're not going to disclose the reason why he's not been very well, because it is slightly personal. But he's been off school for 2 weeks now on antibiotics, on special tablets.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's been in a lot of pain, and it's just something that leave the microphone alone. I told him not to. He wanted a microphone, and now he's just going to sit there and fiddle with it. Just leave it alone. You don't have to talk like that either. Just talk normally.
Okay.
He's got a bit of a problem which only men would understand, and Riley being a young man now, he has a bit of an issue down there, and yeah, that's what it is. So off school for 2 weeks at the moment, and hopefully back Monday or Tuesday. We will see. Yeah. Because your last week of term, and you're off for half term.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to get him back to school because he's been a pain in the bum, hasn't you?
Yeah.
He's been a bit cheeky, hasn't you? But he's been relaxing. He's been hot tubbing because he can't move about too fast, can't jump, can't hop, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So he's had to be a bit restrained, which has not been the easiest thing to do, has it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So apart from that, Riley been off school. Quick little drink of my drink. Lovely. In today's video, me and Riley boy are going to be looking into an engine. Yeah. I had someone reach out to me. His name is the Mower Boy, and he reached out to the Mower Man and said, "This is a problem us in a community have, and can you please have a look into it and as to the reason why we're having this problem." Now, it is a little tiny bit not technical, but you have to try and keep up with the changes, okay, with the problem we're having. So we're going to look into the problem with the Walbro carburetors. I think they're Walbro carburetors. On the Kawasaki engines. Now, there are two that they do with regards to this topic, and that's what we're going to be looking into today. But I'm going to get into that video in a little second. So, if this is your first time in watching Micks Mowers and Mower Man channel, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel and whack the old bell.
Hospital ding.
Hospital ding. That way you'll be notified next time I upload another video. And without further ado, let's get down and dirty. And let's have a look into his two different engines and carburetors and see if we can't try and figure out why we have a hunting and surging problem. This will not be solved in this video, but it will give you some information, hopefully, as to the reason why. And I'll get a little bit more into detail after this. Okay, so the reason for topic is on the Allett Kensington cylinder mowers, the older style ones, before we brought out the Briggs and Strattons, they run these style Kawasaki engines. Now, this is not the engine that is on the Allett Kensingtons. These are the engines that are found on the Atco Balmoral SK and the Quocast / Suffolk Punch SK versions. This is known as the Kawasaki FJ100. Okay, on the Allett Kensingtons, they run the same style of engine, but that is the FJ100D. Okay, now there is a difference with regards to the FJ100 and the FJ100D. So with a quick chat GPT AI intelligence app, which I use a lot. Okay, if you're not involved in this AI stuff, right, get involved in it. It's absolutely fantastic. It really is. So I've just punched in the Kawasaki FJ100 and FJ100D. What is the differences? And it says they're both compact, air-cooled, 4-stroke, single-cylinder gasoline engines designed for general-purpose applications. Right, and then it comes down to the specifications on the D. And then it'll also give you the 100, and it says here observations, engine design, both models are single cylinder 4 strokes. Performance for D delivers 3 PS at 3,600 RPM, suitable for light duties. And the conclusion, whilst the specifications of the FJ100 are not provided, the FJ100D is a reliable and sufficient engine. Now it does go on to tell you But the only main difference really is that the FJ100D, which is not this one, has a compression release valve in it. It is designed better for cooling. It's the same size engine, and there's no real difference. Okay, so that is the standards of it. Okay, I have researched that in depth. So this engine is what I call a donkey engine. Make it look like a donkey, good boy. This is just a practice engine to make sure that when I'm cleaning carburetors that they work. Okay, so the problem we're having is two problems, and this is where it gets a bit confusing. So on this engine at the moment is the Kawasaki FJ100D Carburetor, and it runs absolutely beautifully. Okay, I've had it running and it runs lovely. But the second you put this carburetor back onto the original FJ100D engine, it hunts and surges like an absolute pig. Okay, now I have actually got a video of me doing an Allett Kensington with a D engine, with a D carb. That was hunting and surging, and I managed to fix it. And there'll be a video in the top right-hand corner for your viewing pleasure. Now, if you want to watch this video, which is going to go into a bit more in detail into the actual carburetor itself, then stay along for the journey. So this engine, as I say, has been set up just for test purposes. And we want to look at the differences. Now, Andy, the mower boy, has sent me two carburetors, this one here and this one here. They're both exactly the same. They both hunt and surge.
Two.
And this is the carburetor that actually came off of this engine originally, which is due to go onto a Suffolk Punch style lawnmower, which I'm doing up a bit later on. So, the differences in the carburetors is what we're looking at. Okay, and the reasons why possibly we're having a hunting and surging problem. Pound for pound, they look to be very, very similar in size and in everything they do, but they are ever so slightly different, and I want to get involved in that next. But before we get on, I've got to give them a little tiny gift off of my Amazon wish list. Yes, I've got an Amazon wish list. I didn't even know I had one. It's amazing. So that's just parts for stuff I'm doing. This is it here. I've already opened it. I had no idea it was coming. Don't know. It was out of the blue. So I've got a nice little package here and a little love letter, and someone has sent me some spring clamps, which I use for clamping off the dead man's handles and drives on lawnmowers, and for clamping like recoils. These are really, really strong, man. Look at the size of a spring inside there. You can see that, absolutely massive.
It's not open.
You can't open it like that. Look. You do it. Squeeze it. Squeeze it. Don't squeeze too hard because you've got a problem with your what's names. Yeah, right, there you go. Right, so I've got 2 or 3 up here already, and I just like to have them laying around. I just litter the whole garden with them because I'm always on the move.
I did it, Daddy.
Well done, good boy. So someone sent me those, and the person who sent me those, I don't really know who it was.
Chainsaw.
This is a handsaw.
Oh.
But I've got a love letter, and it simply just says, a gift from Simon Small. That's what it says. Thank you very much. So, Simon Small, I have no idea who you are, buddy. I don't know how I helped you. I don't know, but thank you very much for sending me yourself a little funny set of clamps there. It is much appreciated. And if anyone else wants to show a bit of appreciation, then my Amazon wishes can be found down below in the comment section or in the description. But we're going to get on and have a look at the 2 carburetors now. I don't want to drag it out. And see what the differences are. And in the next video, Andy the mower boy is sending me a Kawasaki FJ100D engine. So I have 2 engines with the carbs, and I'm going to mix and match and try and get both to run lovely. That's the idea. But first of all, we're going to have a detailed look into the carburetors and try and find out the differences and maybe the reason why some of you guys and girls are having problems with bits like emulsion tubes, for instance. So some of you guys and girls can't take the emulsion tubes out, apparently. Don't know why. But we're going to take it right now. Right, so not to get confused between what carburetor is what, it's very, very simple. The D has this special aluminium piece there, and the FJ100 doesn't. It has a tube coming down on here. Okay, but they both do, but this one, the D, has this part here, which is slightly different. So pound for pound, they look to be relatively the same. in setup. Both have a fuel inlet, both have a vacuum outlet, vacuum there. They both have these fuel mixture screws here, which are hidden behind Welch plugs. The difference on the FJ100 has a slow idle circuit jet, and the one on the D does not. With regards to jetting, this one here will go down into the emulsion tube, and if I spray any type of liquid into this hole, that will go down into the orifice, up through the emulsion tube, and will come out through the emulsion tube right through the centre through there. Let me try and see if I can do that for you guys now, just to show you. You might be able to see it, might not. I'm trying to get a decent angle on it so I can see as well. There, and it's starting to spray up through through the emulsion tube. I can see that. Okay, so that one there on the 100 FJ100 goes from here down the bottom up through the emulsion tube, and it comes out through the emulsion tube just inside there, which is that little tiny brass bit just sat up. Okay, just down in there. So this one on the D, that has the same, despite the fact it's on the opposite side. That has the same one there, which will come up through the emulsion tube, which is down in the centre down there, which is a little bit more tucked away on the other ones. But it doesn't have a slow idle circuit one. Now this is a slow idle circuit here. And if we remove this slow idle circuit jet out of here, let's take this out. Remove that. Now if I put some spray down through the slow idle circuit through there, you'll see it come through that hole just there. There you go. And if I block that hole off with my fingy, open that throttler, block that hole with my finger and then spray it, you'll then see the fuel or the cleaner. It's very hard to do because I want to try and move it as I go. You'll then see it spray out of the front of the carburetor through the slow idle circuit holes. Doesn't want to stay there as I turn it round. There. Now are you seeing that? You'll see it come through the side holes. There's some holes just here. Okay, and they're located just in there, and they're coming out of there. Okay. On this one here, let me put that little tiny jet back before I lose it, because parts of these are a little bit tricky to get hold of. On the D carburetor, this one, it doesn't have a slow idle circuit, okay, but it still has the holes here, okay. Now on this one here you have a mixture screw, so to speak, and that comes out of this hole up the top here. It doesn't come out of the holes located halfway down in the throat. It doesn't come out of there. That would be what is behind that Welch plug just there. And at the moment I'm not quite sure what is behind there, but I'm going to possibly take that out so I can have a little look. But there's definitely some fuel holes in here, which is part of the slow idle circuitry, but although it doesn't actually have a jet here or a jet here to clean that. So I'm guessing that there may be some restriction in here as to why this carburetor is hunting and surging and not allowing fuel to come through. Pound for pound, the bowl on this D is slightly longer. I would say it's not much wider, if any, but it is just a slightly bigger bowl area. The throats on the carburetors seem to be the same size going into the intake, but there's no holes on the back of this carburetor. These are blanked. These aren't doing anything, but there are some fuel holes here. And if I put fuel down through here, you'll see it come out through other parts of a carburetor. So that comes out of that's coming out of the vacuum side. Put one into there. That's coming out of the emulsion tube. Put that one in there. That's going inside the emulsion, inside the through that inlet as well. Okay, so that has other orifices. Let's take these apart a little tiny bit. Okay, just so we can actually physically see inside, because I know I was talking to the mower boy. I FaceTimed him because he was having problems, and he sent me all of this just so I can have a look at it. And he says to me, the biggest bugbear, Mick, I have is that on one of your videos, you just pull that on my tight. You just reach in and you remove the emulsion tube. Okay, so let's have a little look. Let's just remove that one there. Take that O-ring off. So inside here, this is the FJ100. There's a different style in jetting. We have no side jet on the 100, but we do on the D, so that is different. So that way around there. So this little jet here is replacing this one here. So it's doing the same job. If you just noticed, my emulsion tube has just fallen out of the D carburetor. So now I'm going to remove the jet out of this FJ100 engine. Get it to turn. Now it's moving. I use a slightly smaller screwdriver. There's the main jet, and look, there's the emulsion tube. Pops. Okay. Now, lots of you have been having problems with this style on the D, where the emulsion tube won't come out. But look, it does. It comes out with absolutely no problems at all. Now, if you find it doesn't come out, and I did this live on a FaceTime chat with the mower boy, so he can even vouch for me. Okay. What you'll find is that this main jet, it won't come out unless this main jet has first been removed. Okay, so that emulsion tube was not fully in because that main jet was holding it. Now you can see on the side here, there's the emulsion tube inside here, and I can just push that down a touch. It won't go down a lot, but it'll go down, and that's where it sits. And this little tiny jet just pushes up against that and holds that emulsion tube in place. And again, that's now stuck in place. Okay, so that's not coming out now. But you can reach inside and you can just about see, I will try and pause it for you, about there, you'll be able to see the emulsion tube sat in that carburetor. Okay, it's just down here, right down in the depths, in the centre of the carb. Now, I can just get my screwdriver, and you have to be careful where you place it. We want to place it right on top of that emulsion tube. Okay, and if you rock it, if you go past it, and then pull the screwdriver back, you'll feel it just sit in there. Bimp, there it goes, just sat in there. Okay? That's where it sits. Once it's sat in there, you just prise it out. He says. There he goes. There you go, click. Boom. It comes out. So I don't know what it is you guys and girls are doing, but there's absolutely no reason why, oh, bits everywhere now. Why this emulsion tube shouldn't come out. Here's a close-up of the emulsion tube on the D. As you can see, this is the end that goes in first. There's a little tiny groove just there, which is where it sits up inside the carburetor. But this is a bit that seats, and there's no seat on there, or no catch. There's nothing for it to catch on. The difference in the two, this end goes in first, so both go up this way. That's how they go in. Slight difference in length, and there's a collar on this one. Again, there's no catch, but that's the one out of the D, and that's the one you guys and girls are having problems getting out. So I don't quite understand why you are. Some people say they try a little bit of heat, they try this and that, but they just don't come out. I've been told they don't come out. They do. It's out. Put it back in, just slide it into there, and just get your screwdriver, just get a little tiny push. Sometimes you hear a little tiny click. But there's no click there. I can just might better tap it out. No, it won't tap out. So it is sort of recessed inside there, but with a right little screwdriver or Allen key, just pop, out it comes. It is that simple. So I don't know why you guys and girls are having problems. That goes in there, and then the main jet then goes on top, which you want rimming out and what have you. Let's just put all these bits back before I lose them, otherwise I'm going to be in right trouble otherwise. That goes back into there. Good, good. Oh, easy. That's it. On this carburetor here, we have a little tiny hole just here. Let's just spray a bit of sauce in there. And that's coming out of, that's a choke out of a return there. Is it coming out of anywhere else, Mick? Yeah, out of this hole here on the carburetor. On this one here, which is the FJ100, which would be a bit more of a pickle to get these out. But I have drilled mine. I just like to drill my posts ever so slightly, just to make a slightly bigger hole. Now remove my float. I don't know why these are so blinking hard to get out. So we've got 2 holes on this one, whereas we've only got 1 hole on that one. So this is the FJ100. Let's put a bit of sauce in there.
What?
So that's trying to return out of this one here. Also out of the return here. Anywhere else? We're looking to see where it's coming out of. Nothing inside the carb, just that return. Let's put into this one. Same again. Same, yeah, nothing else. And that's what this is all about. It's all about finding where these holes are going, seeing what they're doing. That's good. That's the main jet. I want the emulsion tube goes in first. This narrow piece on first. That goes in. And a little tiny tiddly main jet goes on top of that. Grab my Milwaukee screwdriver. Put that back in. Now, the problem I have is, or the problem, not the problem I have is, the problem you lot have is that the Kawasaki FJ100D engine, which is fitted to the Allett Kensington style cylinder mower before they went over to the Briggs. That engine, when manufactured, runs as sweet as a nut, right? It runs beautiful. Some say the 100D engine just runs a little bit more noisier. Compared to the FJ100 engine. So I'll put this pin in. Just don't want to lose no bits. Sometimes if these pins don't go in right first time, it pays just to try and file them out a touch. So it can be pickles. That's going in. Leave it there for now. But the main difference is that this has got a different carb on it. Now these are both Walbros, okay? But the question I have is that when the engine has been manufactured and Mr. Allett sells you his Allett lawnmower for the sum of money which he wants for it, that engine runs as sweet as a nut, right? And then fast forward to the end of the season, you put your lawnmower away, you might use additives, you might drain it all out, whatever it is. You then come back at the beginning of the spring season, fire your engine up and it hunts and surges. And people are saying that they cannot get this Allett Kensington Kawasaki FJ100D engine and carburetor to run smooth without putting this, I haven't put the bowling on it, but that's done on purpose. They have to swap over for the Kawasaki FJ100 carburetor to go on, and it will run as sweet as a nut with that one, but it won't run sweet with the 100D engine, D carburetor. Am I making sense? It is a bit confusing. So I don't quite understand myself why people are having problems. As I say, I do actually have a video of me actually servicing Austin at Allett actually asked me to do a video on how to clean the Allett Kensington FJ100D engines. carburetor because he wanted a tutorial video done, which I've done for him. So this one on the FJ100, this carburetor will run on both engines, so will this one, but this one's more forgiving. This one tends to be the better carb out of the two. The one off of the FJ100D, if it hunt and surges, this will run on the Kawasaki FJ100, this one, and will run sweet, but put that carburetor back onto the D and it runs like an absolute pig. That's the Condry. Right, so that's where we are. Video 1 on the Allett Kensington Atco Balmoral SK, Suffolk Punch Quocast SK. That's video 1 done. So we have already distinguished that there is a difference in the two carburetors. FJ100, let's call it the 100D. This one, if it's hunting and surging on the D engine, will run lovely on the FJ100, but it will still hunt and surge on the D. This one, if the FJ100D engine is surging, the FJ100 carburetor, as long as it's cleaned, will run lovely on both engines. This seems to be the more superior carburetor. The differences between the two is that this one is a, let me get my rag out so we can see the difference. Now these carbs are still available, but they are shockingly pricey. This one says on it, this is the FJ100. Looks like 34652, and then the part number is 42013, and it is a definitely a LMJ Walbro carburetor. There's some more numbers on the side here. Should clean it before I looked at it. Made in Japan, yeah, we know that. Yeah, Walbro carburetor. A little bit of something just written there. So I'm trying to get a bit of a clean so I can just see it. And get in there.
Clean, clean, clean.
Clean, clean, clean. Where's Mummy's toothbrush, Riley?
What?
Where's Mummy's toothbrush? There it is. Mummy's toothbrush.
She washed it.
Yeah, I'll put it back later on. Yeah, it's definitely a Walbro carb. There's the word Walbro. Made in Japan. So this one is it looks to be the 42113. This one is, it's not as many markings on this one, but it is a Walbro style carburetor. Maybe that's where the problem lays. But this one says it's got a couple of numbers on it. It looks to be, calling a bit of light on here, Mick. Even my peepholes are getting worse as I'm getting older. A C8651, and it's also got on here 1831.42099. Now the only difference between the two that I can see is this one doesn't have the word Walbro written on it. Okay, I'll double check the other one because I want to make sure that the mower boy hasn't sent me a copy, because if we're dealing with copies, then that could be where the problem lays. Now parts of these carbs are getting quite difficult to get hold of. Excuse me whilst I just go and take this carburetor off this machine. Right, we're back. Let's just take the fuel out of this carb. There's any fuel in there. So this one is another D carburetor. And again, let's have a look at these. These are exactly the same carburetor. So on this carburetor, it's got a C8651, and on the other carb, it says a C8711. The left-hand one says 18314299, and the other one says 2808408111. And I'm not seeing any other style of manufacturer on here, which is weird, right? Because if this was a Walbro carburetor, and this is the one from Allett on the D engine, why don't it say Walbro on it?
I know.
That's the question. Now, I need to be consistent with my analysis, and I will be verifying with the Mower boy where he got these from. But I'm pretty sure, I already am pretty sure that these have come off of Kensington D Kawasaki engines. But my question to you is, it's a very simple question, and please put a comment in the comment section down below. This one off of the FJ100 engine, which is found on the Atco Balmorals and on the SK versions and on the Suffolk Punch SKs and on the Quocast SKs. This is a genuine, what appears to be genuine, Walbro carburetor, because it says Walbro on it, and it even says LMJ, which is a Walbro distinction. It's got all the numbers on there. Made in Japan, tells you where it's made, tells you what company made it, tells you all you want to know about this carburetor. So why don't these two do the same? Why don't these two carburetors there's no markings on it. There's a number 2 on there. There's not even number 2 on there. Is there a number? No. So there's a marking there that says 2. Well, it could be on there maybe. Yeah, it just seems weird to me that we got these two carburetors. Doesn't even tell you who made them on it. There is something up the top here, but not on that one, which is inconsistent. So I have got some kind of manufacturer maybe on this one. Let me try and clean that up a touch, just want to see it. It looks to be Rixin, R-I-X-I-N. I'm going to Google that, see what that says. I'll be back to you in 2 seconds. Right, so after a bit of research, and the thing is, people sort of send me these questions and want me to find out. You know what I mean? It just do it yourself. It's not hard. I am the Mower man, but I don't mean to say I know it all. So I just looked up this Rixin company. And it says, greetings from this rather nice looking gentleman just here. So straight away, he goes straight into saying about nicky carburetors. That's the first thing he says. So this looks to be a nicky carburetor. Not a Walbro, despite the fact it's mimicking the Walbro carburetor. And all I can find on it is it says, this is back in 17, US Customs records available of the Rixin carburetor, a supplier based in China, see exports to Nicky America. They're all saying the same. So it does sort of ring that if you want to have a smooth running Allett Kensington, then it's best to buy the Suffolk Punch carburetor once yours starts playing about, if you can't fix a problem. Let me have a quick look, see how much these new Walbro carburetors are for these. I know they're not cheap. Right, so you can still get these genuine Walbro carbs by the look of it. I'm just looking at a company. This is Mowers Online, and they do a Kawasaki FJ100D Carburetor. Now I'm just going to put mine round the same way, and I've got to say straight off the bat, I don't even think that's going to be a genuine. No, it is. No, I can see the word Walbro. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Let me take a screenshot of that. I'm just trying to do the homework for you. Okay. Take a screenshot. I mean, I'll just save that image. I mean, I can be able to zoom in then. I don't want to give Mowers Online a bad review if they actually are using a genuine carburetor. So here's the genuine, and I can see. I don't know if you can see. But just there, above that little black hole, there's the word Walbro written on it, just there. Okay, so you can actually get the genuine Walbro carburetor for these, and these work on both engines and are more forgiving. But if you want to buy a brand new carburetor for that, there's your part number, and there be your price. £170.50 for a carburetor, and carburetor part number is 1500420013. Okay. That's how much that is. I, as of yet, haven't found this carburetor. because there is next to no information on it at all. I'll have a quick little Google search and I'll come back. Okay, so I'm not actually finding the 100D carburetor anyway, but I will try and find it for the next video, see how much they are, but there's not a lot of information on there. My friend Pete, who's in my ear roll just here, we quite often talk whilst I'm doing videos. You know Pete BR500.
Yeah, Pete.
He's just found the exact same carburetor, sold by the same company, Mowers Online. They're selling it on eBay for £206 for free postage. So you can get it directly from them for 170 or pay an extra 30-40 quid and buy it from eBay. So be careful where you buy them from. And free have been sold, so people do pay out for them. But at the moment, I'm not finding this this D carburetor. I'm not finding it. There are lots of copies about, so you have to be a bit careful. This, to me, I think that's a Nicky style carb, not a Walbro, and I think that is actually a copy. I don't think that's a genuine, because it's got a different part number. Why would the same two same carburetors have different part numbers on them? And one say it's from this company, Rixin, R-I-X-I-N, and the other one doesn't say it on top either. That's just a bit weird. And also, look, that's got a little arrow on there, and that's got nothing on there. These are two different carburetors. I think that's a genuine from Nicky, and that's a copy, I think. That's where I am at the moment. So, in the next video, leave your microphone alone, buddy. That's it, we'll give it here, then. Where's the metal bit gone? Because you're just going to...
I'll show you.
That's fine, we'll give it here, then.
I'll show you.
Right, yeah, he's just taking his microphone off. He finds it irritating. That's it, give it here, buddy. That's it. That's right, yeah, well, that's what happened. It does annoy me too. The pains we have to go through just to make a video. So, in the next video, the Mower boy is going to be sending me down, or he has already sent me down, a Kawasaki FJ100D engine. So I'm going to have the D and the FJ100 both here side by side.
Is it Roy Boy?
No, it's Mower boy, Andy his name is.
Where's he from?
He's from, I think he's moved to Devon now. Don't know why he moved to Devon. They speak funny over there. Wales, I think he's Wales. So anyway, I'm going to have two engines on the bench, a D and an FJ100. We're going to have two different carburetors. Now we've got three different carburetors. That's even more annoying. But I want to find out why we can't, or why he can't, and the community around him can't get this D carburetor to run. It would have run when Allett first gave the engine out. It would have ran then. So why won't it run now? And don't forget, I did do a video on a Allett Kensington. I managed to get mine running. So I don't know. But we shall find out in the next video. If you've got any questions, any queries, or anything I might have missed, or anything you want me to do a comparison on this topic, then let me know. But at the moment, what they're doing is they're actually taking the D engines off. They're getting rid of the D engines, moving them out of the way, and they're putting the FJ100 engines on these Kensingtons, because as they're getting a bit older, they can't get these Kensingtons to run, and the carburetors for them are about £200 to £170. It would be easier, in my opinion, just to buy a brand new carburetor for it, and problem done, because that would run on the D. So that's what I would do, but that's an expense that some guys and girls just don't want to make. So there you go. There's a video for you. Put any comments you've got in the comment section down below. No. Anything you think I might have missed, or anything you want me to cover in this topic. But in the next video, we're going to have two engines up on the bench, and we're going to try and get both engines running without surging. And we'll go from there. Maybe Micks Mowers and Mower Man can't do it. Or maybe the Mower boy just needs a Mower Man in his life. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Micks Mowers and Mower Man. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, give us a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and whack the old bell. Hospital ding. That way you'll be notified next time I upload a video. I'm looking forward to you guys next time. Micks Mowers very, very soon. But don't forget, most importantly, take it easy.